Hi everyone. What I've got here right now is an AJ Ferguson Zodiac 2x20 watt fluorescent street lamp fixture. This unit actually dates back to around about as late as 1985, but possibly as early as the late 60s, early 70s. I would say this unit is probably around the 80s. And the reason I say that is because it is fitted with a photoelectric cell, which appeared in these lamps around about the early 80s. Now this unit here I purchased on eBay. It's in practically pristine condition in its original configuration, and I've had to only modify. When I say modify, I've had to replace only a couple of parts, and that was the fluorescent lamp holders on 3 of them where they had just perished away, and to try and find those units now is very, very hard, given that the lamp is potentially up to 35 years of age. But I did find them. They're an aftermarket one, albeit they're not the original one made by Peerlight, but these are made by HPM in Australia, and this is what they look like. They're a button type fluorescent lamp holder. They're only very small, but they take anything from a T8 to a T12 fluorescent lamp. The lamp you see fitted here has got 2 T12 Sylvania fluorescent 20 watt tubes, and the tubes are made in the United States. In fact, I think these are the original tubes that came with the lamp, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost certain that they are the original tubes that came with this lamp. This lamp is in that good a condition, I don't think it's even been outside, to be perfectly honest, or if it has, it hasn't been out there for very long, because it's in absolutely brilliant condition. When I saw it advertised on eBay, I had to grab it. I used to have some of these when I was a lot younger, but unfortunately these were all disposed of when I moved out of home, and my mother decided to clear out the shed without telling me, and of course I lost the lot. So when I found this, I had to grab it. The interesting thing about this lamp is it has a photoelectric cell, and on the top of the lamp is a little cover here which covers over a threaded opening, which is also used for a top bracket arm, which actually threads into the to the lamp holder, into the lamp itself, and you can actually suspend the lamp from above. It does have a side spigot entry, which is there, and that takes a 28mm pipe or spigot entry, and that's where most of them were mounted from, was from the side here. The fluorescent, the photoelectric cell is actually in this little area here, this little clear plastic dome that sits on top with a rubber seal around it, with the 2 screws holding it, and you actually see the photocell sitting in there. The photocell is what they call a D2 type, and that's it there. It basically resembles a fluorescent starter with a longer centre pin. It also has, on the bottom of it, so you can only insert it one way, is this little notch or knob that you can see there, that little blue thing there, which means that this can only go in one way into the fluorescent lamp socket holder. The lamp is actually on. The photocell has turned the lamp off because there's sufficient light going through. This is a ripper lamp. It flickers quite a bit, so anyone that really likes the old fluorescent lamps that flicker, you'll enjoy this when it starts up. Underneath you can't see the fluorescent starters because they're actually sitting on top inside the fixture on the gear tray here, and they sit up inside there. So to actually replace those, you need to undo the diffuser cover here at both ends, and you can see the little latching device there which unscrews and then flicks out, and then the diffuser drops down, and then you can release the gear tray which hangs on a clip, and you can replace your fluorescent starters and your fluorescent tubes. So they are hidden up inside, but what I'll do is I'll cover over the photocell and we'll actually see the lamp flicker into life. I'm going to use a stubby holder for this, just to blacken it out, and sit that on top and cover it. And it should take around about 45 seconds for the lamp to kick in, and hopefully she flickers beautifully into life. She has done every single time I've started her, but she's a beautiful lamp in perfect pristine condition, and I intend to keep her that way. She'll never be used outside again. It's just going to go on my collector's tray. And there we go, she flickers into life. Took about 30 seconds, I reckon, at the most. The tubes, I don't think, have been used. Well, they've barely been used. They're virtually brand new. But she's a brilliant light. These were used in street lighting around Melbourne, Victoria, as I say, from the late 1960s right up until the very late 1980s, when mercury vapour lamps replaced all of these fittings, and the state government here asked the then State Electricity Commission to do a bulk changeover and replace every single street light in Victoria, in the state, with mercury vapour, and that happened back in the late 80s, maybe as late as 1990. So there we go. I'll take the cover off the photocell, and there should be sufficient light to turn it off, and it should take around about 20 seconds or thereabouts to flick off. But I have fond memories of these in my childhood, and I've got two of these particular lamps. The other one doesn't have a photocell, this one does. But I intend to keep these. They'll follow me wherever I go, because they were just fantastic street lights. Sadly no longer used. Parts are still available for some of it. And it uses a preheat system, obviously, with the fluorescent starters, and it's a series ballast, so it's a single ballast that operates both tubes in series. Probably won't be sufficient light to turn it off. It's actually getting quite cloudy outside, and my kitchen window is where the light's coming from. And therefore she may not turn off. But there we are. There we go. She's turned off. There was sufficient light. But there we go. That's a 2x20 AJ Ferguson Zodiac Australian street light from the, I'd say, the 1980s, in pristine condition, with a photoelectric cell. Hope you enjoy.